St. John's, or 5th through 8th graders at St. John's School out in Ashtabula County, and also St. Gabe's School, 6th through 8th grade. I was a little ambitious in this project, in so much as the teacher did not want to do the second part of the project with me at all, because she didn't trust her students in managing that. So Partners in Science will be getting a reimbursement. But the first lesson was melting, and what I wanted to do is smash candy and separate it by particle size, and then see if there was a difference in the amount of how much time it took to melt the particles. I did order a particular sieve set, but when I got it, it looked like a child's sandbox set, so that just wasn't appropriate at all. In fact, this particular set, it was about 1/3 of the cost, so I was very excited about that. You can see the different mesh sizes, 0.5 millimeter, 1 millimeter, etc., etc. It is kind of fun for the kids to figure out how to put these mesh sets together. Rich Benz went ahead and smashed the candy for me. Trying to keep things sanitary with a classroom of students was a little crazy, so multiple bags of this and candy all over the floor. And as you can see, we can get into 4 bags, and part of it is you have to remember candy is like glass, has really, really sharp edges, so that's part of the breakage there. And by doing the sieve set here, we actually can separate out 5 different sizes of candies. And so size 1, obviously some of the larger things, 2, 3, we have some really fine stuff, and then whatever ended up on the towels at the bottom, that would be your 5th set. So by putting the candy into, this last set, by putting the candy into little molds that they made with aluminum foil, we had toaster ovens, I have little towels that we used, and tongs and that kind of stuff. Toaster ovens actually came from a grant from the American Chemical Society Northeastern Ohio section, so we've used those for multiple events. But it was really kind of interesting for the kids to sort that out, burning candy or eating candy, whichever way they want to do that. That was kind of cool. If you want to look at one of the things that we did with National Chemistry Week is before I got funded for this project, I actually gave this project to my lab manager to do for National Chemistry Week. And I got the idea from making agate candy. And last year's theme for National Chemistry Week was rocks. So by making little agates and using the different colors of candies, that would make that really cool. So that's where I got the idea from. The next part of the lesson, and again, in my mind, I'm thinking we're going to be cutting up fruit, and I wanted to get some mandolin slicers, but when I got those in, everything was just way too thin. Oranges didn't go through very well, so I ended up buying some knives and some cutting boards. It was amazing to me how many children did not know how to hold an orange the right way, and they would slice it north to south instead of east to west. That was a little crazy. Some children did really, really well cutting this stuff, and other children, like, they've never cut anything in their kitchens before. It was blowing my mind. Only one child got hurt. 3 schools that I worked with, and he was the same kid that burned himself, so. But again, in my mind, as I was developing this lesson, they're just gonna cut some fruit up. We can put it into the little toaster ovens. It might take a day, a little bit of time. Reading online, it was a couple of hours at X temperature. Well, actually, it took over frickin' nights. So what teachers ended up doing was putting this onto cookie trays and taking it to their own kitchens. Pymatuning Valley has kitchens in their school as part of their home ec stuff, so that the teachers there were able to throw that into there. What I really wanted to do is I wanted to, again, see the difference of the slices. Unfortunately, also, no scents were appropriate. Like everything, there were no scents of this stuff. But so many children had never even seen a blood orange before, or cut, grapefruits. They thought cutting grapefruits would be best because that was the biggest fruit. So again, you can see a couple of the things that we did with the fruit. What I'm really excited about is that I was able to do some other extensions with this. I was able to use the sieve set with a kindergarten class out in Cleveland, Fairfax, Cleveland Heights School. And what I did is I separated white lima beans, quinoa, lentils, and some cinnamon. Again, I wanted to keep this really safe for the kindergartners, and So just getting them used to the sieve set, and there was other separation things that I did. Sorting is a really big thing for kindergartners, so I was really excited to do that. I was able to use some of the funds for the second part of the lesson was just using shrinking inks essentially. And so this last year, the theme for National Chemistry Week was space chemistry is out of this world. So my lab manager got tasked with that project of taking these shrinky dinks and making little spaceships out of the shrinky dinks. So that's what we did with that. So again, really, really happy that got this money from Partners in Science because I did a lot of good stuff with multiple schools. And I really hope that I can use this equipment in the future as well. So thank you very much.